What's up, students? How's everybody doing today? It's Mitchell here, hanging out, because Brandon's still on vacation. So I'm here holding down the fort all alone. Well, I'm not all alone. Michaela's sitting over there in the corner, but she said she didn't want to be on camera tonight. So, yeah, she's over there. But yeah, I'm doing the live stream all alone again tonight. So lonely in here without Brandon. And, but here we are. So, couple of announcements. We're going to jump right into things. Nothing's changed, really. We're still having church Sunday morning at 10:30. If you'd like to come to church on Sunday morning, then we ask that you make a reservation. I'm going to put the little graphic up right here for us. Yeah, there it is. So church Sunday morning is at 10:30. You can come to the building, or you can still watch it on the live stream. Really, just whatever you want to do. You know, we're trying to cater to everybody right now, letting people have church the way they want it, like Burger King. Have it your way, right? Yeah, that's really the only announcement I've got this week, except we're starting a new solo series, 1 week series. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Because this is Brandon's still on vacation, and I'm trying to finish up this time period. Last week we finished up the Psalm 23 series that Brandon's been doing for a while. It was a really good week. If you missed it, I suggest you definitely go back, look on our YouTube channel. They're all posted out there, and give those a watch. I'm going to act like a YouTuber right now, but if you're watching this, go ahead and subscribe to our channel, because believe it or not, we actually get I don't know how to say it. We get to do more stuff on our YouTube channel the more subscribers we have. So the more of you that are subscribed, the better this is going to be, if that makes sense. We're not going to blow your phone up with a bunch of notifications, but if you subscribe and like our videos, we get to do more cool stuff streaming to YouTube. So if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel, because, well, that means subscribers. Yeah, but anyways, with that, we're going to jump right into stuff tonight. We're going to watch us a nice little video. Got a message on Daniel chapter 6. It's going to be really good. And then I'll get back on here, have a few more announcements at the end, and then we'll Zoom. So it's going to be a good night. I'm excited about it. And I hope you guys are excited about it too. Even though I can't see y'all, yeah, I'm excited about it. I hope y'all get a lot out of this. So without further ado, here is our video for the evening. Hey guys, this week I'm going to be starting a new 1 week series so that I can finish up while Brandon's still on vacation. The series is called Distinguished, and we're going to talk about what it means to be distinguished from everybody else as a Christian. I told you guys on Zoom last week that we'd take a closer look at an Old Testament Bible story and really go in depth on what it means. So tonight, we're going to be talking about Daniel and the lion's den. We're going to start in Daniel chapter 6, where the story picks up. Chapter 6 starts like this. Darius decided to appoint 120 satraps over the kingdom, stationed throughout the realm, and over them 3 administrators, including Daniel. These satraps would be accountable to them so that the king could not be defrauded. Daniel distinguished himself above the administrators and satraps because he had an extraordinary spirit, so the king planned to set him over the whole realm. The important thing to see here is that Daniel distinguished himself by having an excellent or an extraordinary spirit. And that's our first point. This set Daniel apart from all of the other administrators and made him the top ruler in the entire kingdom, only under King Darius. This is very significant because Daniel was not a native to the area. We have to remember that Daniel was from Judah. He'd been exiled to Babylon during this time. He wasn't a Babylonian like all the other administrators. So it made it that much more important that King Darius trusted him that much. And we all know the next part of the story and how it goes. All of the other administrators got upset because King Darius liked Daniel more than he liked them. So they set out to undermine Daniel. And this shows us that Daniel's excellent spirit made him an object of attack. He had a good attitude in his work and life, and it set an example for us in how we should also have an excellent spirit. And the interesting thing about it is that in verse 4 it says Daniel was trustworthy, and there was no negligence or corruption found in him. All of the other administrators couldn't find anything wrong with him.
They wanted to, but they couldn't. But they knew that he worshiped God, and they wanted to use that to their advantage. So they had the king sign a decree that said no one was allowed to worship any other god or man except King Darius, and anybody who did would be thrown into the den of lions. And this is what it continues to say in verse 10. It says, when Daniel learned that the document had been signed, he went into his house. The windows in its upstairs room opened toward Jerusalem, and 3 times a day he got down on his knees, prayed, and gave thanks to God just as he has done before. Then these men went and found Daniel, petitioning and imploring his God. So they approached the king and asked about his edict. Did you not sign an edict that for 30 days any person who petitions any god or man except you, the king, will be thrown into a lion's den? The king answered, as the law of Medes and Persians, the order stands and is irrevocable. And here we see Daniel yet again setting a good example for how we should live our lives. Which brings us to our second point, is that Daniel prayed. When Daniel found out about the new law, he didn't conform to what society wanted him to do. Instead, he prayed. See, he knew that the king deserved loyalty, but he wouldn't give him obedience that he knew only belonged to God. Daniel knew that praying was the safest thing he could do at that time. And the interesting thing to me is in verse 14 where it says, the king was displeased to hear that Daniel had broken his new law. It's interesting to see how the king did not want to punish Daniel for doing what he did, but he had to because of the law that he had signed and pressure from all of the other administrators. And then it continues on in verse 16 and 18 like this. So the king gave the order. They went and they brought Daniel and threw him into the lion's den. The king said to Daniel, may your God, whom you continually serve, rescue you. The stone was brought and placed over the mouth of the den. The king sealed it with his own signet ring and the signet rings of his nobles, so that nothing in regard to Daniel could be changed. Then the king went into his palace and spent the night fasting. No diversions were brought to him, and he could not sleep. Even in Daniel's persecution, we see him set the example on how to live our lives and distinguish ourselves from everyone else around us. I love what King Darius says in verse 16 when he says, may your God who you continually serve rescue you. Darius had faith that Daniel's God was going to save him, and that faith was born out of Daniel's trust in the Lord. Daniel still sets the example for us in how to continually serve the Lord in good times and in bad times. That continual service had an effect on the people around him. And many of us occasionally display godly character, but then we just go and counteract it by turning around and doing something stupid, doing something wrong. Daniel's testimony was made by his continual service to the Lord. And then it continues in verse 19 like this. At the first light of dawn, the king got up and hurried to the lion's den. When he reached the den, he cried out in anguish to Daniel. Daniel, servant of the living God, the king said, has your God who you continually serve been able to rescue you from the lions? Then Daniel spoke with the king. May the king live forever. My God sent his angel to shut the lions' mouths, and they have not harmed me. For I was found innocent before him, and also before you, your majesty. I have not done harm. The king was overjoyed and gave orders to take Daniel out of the den. When Daniel was brought up from the den, he was found to be unharmed, for he had trusted in his God. And this brings us to our last point, is that God is found faithful. I find it so cool to see how King Darius got up and ran to the lion's den that next morning. The Bible says he hurried, and then it says he was overjoyed when he heard that Daniel was still alive. He then gave the order to cast the other administrators into the lion's den along with their entire families. And it says they did not even reach the bottom of the pit before the lions overpowered them and crushed their bones. That's crazy to me. But if it proves one thing, it proves that God and only God is what was protecting Daniel from those lions. Just giving King Darius further proof of the one true living God. And at the end of the chapter, King Darius decrees to everyone that they must honor Daniel's God. And we see the entire story wrapped up by seeing how Daniel's continual service and excellent spirit affected not just the people in close proximity to him, but people all over his geographical region. And here's our main takeaway from all of this. It's that Daniel sets the example for us and shows us how to act when difficult times hit. It's easy to honor God when everything's going smoothly, but it's so much more difficult when it seems like the entire world is against you. But in reality, those are the times we need God most, just like Daniel needed him when he was in the lion's den. And here's the good news. We can always lean on the fact that God was faithful to see Daniel through those bad times because of his continual service. There is bad news. Guess what? Bad times are going to come. Bad things are going to happen in your life. But regardless of that, God is going to see you through. God will be faithful if you continually serve him. God is not a fix-all for our lives, but he will always be there when you decide to turn back to him, and he will always be more than enough.
What's up, guys? Back here with a few more announcements before we're going to hop on Zoom real quick and we're going to do the thing. First, again, don't forget about Sunday morning service. We're still streaming that on Facebook. We're actually getting some new equipment in to help live streaming out pretty soon. It won't be in this week, but hopefully in the next month or so, we're going to have a lot of new fancy equipment, some cameras, and a lot of computer tech to make our live streams look really professional. It's going to be really cool. Bob and the whole worship team they really got it going on. It's going to be awesome. Another thing, just last night we started a high school guys Bible study. If you'd like to be a part of that, hit us up on Facebook, on Instagram, DM us, text me, text Brandon, and let us know. Last night we had about 15 guys up here at the charge room. We were going to have it at my house. We sent it out through Remind, so if you're not signed up for Remind, get signed up for Remind. Go look on our Instagram. The Remind links are all on there. Because if you sign up for Remind, you get lots of fun notifications about stuff. It lets you know when everything's going on. But yeah, send it out through Remind. We had 15 guys show up, and it was a lot of fun. We're going to do it again next week. Probably going to do it on Monday night. So if you're a high school guy, 9th through 12th grade, even graduate guys that just graduated and are going to college, if you're that age and you're interested in joining our Bible study, let us know. We'll get you the time, get you the details, and we're going to send it out through Remind again next week whenever it's going to happen. So just be on the lookout for that, and you'll probably get some information about that pretty soon. Yeah, but that's it. Next week, we're going to do something totally different again. Hopefully, live streaming is coming to an end, and we will be able to meet in person very soon. I know I keep saying that, but it's because we don't have a concrete date nailed down yet. Brandon's been on vacation for 2 weeks, but he's going to be back next week. So hopefully, we're going to start getting a plan for that knocked out, get it ready to go, because again, we want to see you guys in person. I've been hearing from a lot of y'all telling me how much y'all miss church, miss being able to meet together, miss being able to see us, being able to see your friends. And let me tell you, we miss it just as much as y'all do. We're really excited about it, and whenever it gets to happen, man, it's going to be a great day. But yeah, with that, thanks for watching. Y'all be on the lookout for a link through Remind to get on Zoom here in just a second. We got a game on Zoom. We're going to give away another $25 Amazon gift card, and if you win the game on Zoom here in just a little bit. So can't wait to see you guys in just a little bit and talk about what we just watched, talking about Daniel in the Lion's Den. So hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like this video. Looks like a couple of people have liked it, and subscribe to our channel because again, if you missed on the front end, the more subscribers we have, the more features we unlock, the more we're able to do through live streaming. So subscribe to our channel for us so we can make this the best live streaming platform possible for us. But yeah, guys, that's all I've got for tonight. So again, be on the lookout for a link through Remind to get on Zoom, and I'll see you guys on soon.